What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is your girl Annabelle J, and today I'm going to be discussing the reasons why bridal rates are higher. Now, if you are someone who has hired a makeup artist in the past and you're trying to figure out why the rates were a little bit higher, or maybe you're a makeup artist and you're not sure why you should be charging a little bit higher than your traditional makeup applications, then I suggest you just keep on watching. But before we get into today's video, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on the little notifications so that way you never miss a video from me. Now let's get into the video. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be discussing the reasons why bridal rates are higher. Yes, bridal makeup will cost you some change, honey. And there are several good reasons why. I think oftentimes, especially as a makeup artist, we take out our frustration on clients who really don't know. So you can't get mad at someone for something they aren't aware of. So in this video, I'm going to be taking the time to break down the reasons why that makeup artists, professional makeup artists, charge more for bridal makeup. The number one thing, as crazy as it may seem, makeup is a luxury and not a necessity. Now, this can be said basically about anything that takes place on your wedding day. Whether it's the dress, the food, the venue, the limo, the photographer, the videographer, the shoes, the jewelry, whatever it is, the headpiece, the veil, the red carpet, the Rolls Royce, whatever it is you decide to get for your wedding day, these are all luxury items. Because let's be honest, going down to justice of peace and saying I do with your boo and one witness, for some is just enough. But if you decide to have these additional things, they come at an additional cost. Another thing to keep in mind is that the artist does not start working the day of your wedding. What do you mean by that, Anais? Let me tell you. Basically, most bride-to-bees, they normally will reach out for a makeup artist anywhere between 6 months to a year in advance. There are some who will try to schedule it weeks in advance. Now, I'm going to talk about this in its entirety. When a bride contacts me, let's say 6 months to a year in advance for her wedding day, I am now working. That is the day I begin working. Whether that correspondence is via email, text, WhatsApp, phone call, DM, Facebook Messenger, whenever that potential bride is messaging you, I'm kind of at an obligation to respond if I want to lock in this bride as my client. I think oftentimes, I've had clients say things to me like, well, it's just for one day. I don't understand why it costs that much. It is not. Your makeup may be on the day of, but let's not forget all of the times that I've had brides who've called me, day one, hi, I have a bridal party of let's say 10 people, myself included. Start time is this time. We need to be ready by this time. Here's the theme. Here's the type of makeup that I would like to have. Here's what I want for the bridal party. Okay, great. They call back again. All right, we secured our location. Here's the location that we're going to be getting dressed at. Okay, great. Let's say 2 months go by now. Hi, it's me again. Remember, I told you there were going to be 10. Okay, well, 3 people backed out now because they said they can just do it themselves. And yeah. Okay. 4 months go by now. Hey, remember, it's me again. So 2 of the girls that had backed out before said they saw your Instagram work. They really like your work and they want you to do it. Okay. The day of the wedding now. Oh, it's just going to be me and my mom. So now you go from 10 people to just the bride and her mama. And her mama don't want that much besides a little bit of lip gloss and some eyebrows and a little powder. That's it. So now the money that you were supposed to make, it's not there anymore. But you went through every single time that you contacted that makeup artist to say, people are going to be added. People are going to be taken away. The location has changed. The time has changed. Oh, the photographer can't come this time. Can you come a little bit earlier? Can you come a little bit later? That is an inconvenience for the makeup artist, but it's also what they signed up for. However, we also deserve to be compensated for our time. The same way that your time as the bride-to-be is valuable, understand that our time is valuable as well. I'm a mom of 5, so readjusting and adjusting and readjusting and changing and switching is a lot when you have 5 children. My husband works overnight, which means that I have to find someone to watch my children. If I have to go out to Long Island for, let's say, a bridal party, I'm supposed to start like 5:45. I need to find someone to watch them the night before, have all of my things done, and we're going to get real deep into this in a bit. But it takes a lot of preparation. It is not just the day of that we begin working. We are here for you when you are breaking down and you're crying because your maid of honor now was acting up and you need somebody to talk to, and we're there to listen to you. And all of this is a part of our time. It is not just the day of, and I think that is a huge misconception that many have. It takes time to create inquiry forms. So before anybody ever like sits in my chair or we like solidify anything, I take the time to create inquiry forms and templates where you fill out all of the basic information, you know, the date, the time, how many people were going to be receiving services. Do you need both hair and makeup? Is it just makeup? Is it just hair? Is it makeup mingly with hair touch-ups? Do you need me to stay for like this? There's so much that goes into it. On top of the inquiry form that I have to create, after that has been solidified, now I need to go in, take the information that is on that form, and create a personalized bridal contract for you, for the bride. After the contract has been created, now it is time to set up the bridal consultation. I do not charge separate for the consultation. The way I do it is for the bride, everything is packaged for just the bride. Not the bridal party aside, the bride will get a rate that includes her makeup for the day of, along with her consultation. Consultations are a must. For me, consultations are a must because I do not want to be playing Russian roulette with your face the day of. I need to take the 2 to 3 hours to sit down, to vibe with you. And here's the thing, the consultation isn't only to solidify what the makeup look will be, it also gives the artist and the bride-to-be a time to connect with each other. You may be the greatest makeup artist on the planet. It doesn't necessarily mean that you two are meant to work together. Personalities clash, you know, vibes and energies, that type of stuff may cause you to say, you know what, I think I'm going to go with someone else, or I don't think I'm the artist for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But during that consultation time, which should be done a couple of weeks, preferably a couple of months prior, at least 2 months prior, depending on when the bride is looking, begins her booking process, her, you know, search for a makeup artist. But I like to do consultations pretty early, so that way in the event it doesn't work out between the two of us, it still gives you as the bride enough time to find someone who is the perfect match for you. When it comes to consultations now, I don't just do what I think is good for you and just send you along your way. I dedicate a minimum of 2 hours to maybe 4 hours, depending on how intricate the looks are that you want to achieve, and I take time to do half of the face with one side, half of the face with another side. That way you get to see, wipe off the side that you don't like, do the full face and the side that you actually like, take pictures that you see how it photographs. It is an entire process. It is really an entire process, y'all. So that's why consultations are a must for me. Now, along with consultations, I also had someone create custom face charts for me. So with those face charts, I write down everything that was used on your face, from the moisturizer to the primer to the color of the eyebrow pencil, the eyeshadow palettes, the eyeshadows that we use, the foundation, if I had to mix any colors of it, if I had to do a 3-to-2 pump ratio, like all of that is taking time to write down so that the day of your wedding, I can refer back to that chart. I can just go based on what's on there, and it makes the day go by so smooth. One of the biggest ones, kit preparation. Kit preparation takes so much time for me. Let me talk about me, y'all. I don't know about no other makeup artists. I'm talking about me. But when it comes to preparing my kit, it is something that I take a lot of pride in. I love when I walk into settings and I have my stuff laid out and everyone is complimenting how clean everything is, how tidy everything is, the way my station is set up. Like, I am fully prepared when it comes to bridal parties. I don't play, honey. I ain't got time to play. You paying me your money. I ain't got time to sit here and play reindeer games, as my pastor Jimmy would say. Like, there's no time for that. So I take the time to, from the time that the bride tells me, you know, you're booked for the wedding, and I start doing kit preparation. Now, before I do my brushes and all of that stuff, once I find out the type of look of the bride wants, let's say the bride now has a Great Gatsby theme or a Mardi Gras theme, I now have to go out and purchase items that will be for that specific theme, whether it's feathers, rhinestones, beads, whatever it is. That is stuff I need to get into my kit to prep for the big day. Now, with my personal kit, the items that I already have, they need to be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized. I ain't got time for nobody's bum bumps. I'm not about to be walking around here giving you pink eye. We're not doing that. So everything is fully, like, every item from eyeshadow palettes are sprayed and wiped down. Compact powders are sprayed and wiped down. Lipstick palettes are sprayed and wiped down. Foundation palettes are refilled if needed. Like, there's just so much that goes into it. On top of that, now it comes brushes. Now, if I service, let's say, a bridal party of 10 people, I don't just keep a couple of sets of brushes. Every person has their own set of brushes that I use only on their face. I don't care if that's your mom. I don't care if that's your daughter. I am not going to use a brush that I use on one person on someone else. Not even a spoolie. I just don't do it. You just don't know. And I don't want a bride to be walking down the aisle with hives and breakouts. And I would feel horrible. And I would probably quit my job, y'all. So there's just a lot of things that I do to take proper precautions to make sure that there's no sharing of bacteria or anything else. So that means now if I have a bridal party of 10 people, I am washing not only 10 sets of brushes, I wash 13 sets of brushes. Why, Anais? Let me tell you why. Let's say now I am doing someone's face and my blending brush hits the floor. I am not now going to pick up that brush, clean it off, wait for it to dry, sanitize it, and then go back. I've wasted about a good 5-10 minutes washing a brush that fell on the floor. If I have a backup set now, I just go into the backup set, pick out a brush, keep working. Let's say now I finished the 10 faces that were initially scheduled early, and let's say an aunt is sitting in the room and decides she wants to have her makeup done. I don't have to tell her, well, let me see how much time we have because I need to wash my brushes and get myself situated. I just grab a set of clean brushes and I just proceed as normal. So all of that is what I take into consideration when preparing my kit to do bridal parties. Another thing to take into consideration when it comes to me, I don't know about nobody else, but I do offer touch-up kits, and it is a part of my package. So every person who gets service gets a sample jar of, and sometimes I'll even use like little contact cases. I'll put a sample of the lip product that they use, or they'll get, and they'll also have like their pressed powder in the other one. It's compact, it's easy. I'm going to be doing a whole separate video on this as well, so stay tuned. And along with their lipstick, their powder, they'll get it in a cute little mesh bag, small little mesh bags. And I'll pop this in there along with some blotting sheets, a little mini powder puff, and some lip wands that they can reapply their lip color. That costs money. The bride now, not only does she get her, with brides now, I do mink lashes only. I only give my bride mink lashes, whether it's in a wispy or fluffy, whatever style they desire, that is what they get. So they get their mink lashes, along with a powder, along with a powder puff, along with a full-size mini MAC lipstick, along with I like to give a personalized card, and I also like to give a gift, whether it be a tumbler or I don't know. If I know that person, then I'll give a personalized gift. But most of the time, I'll just do a tumbler and push everything down inside of that, and she'll have that as her gift. Those things cost money. Now, the personalized gifts I don't include in the rate because that is a gift from me. But when it comes to the standard items such as the lipstick, the powder, that type of stuff, all that needs to be accounted for in the cost. Now, I don't think a lot of people take into consideration the amount of items that we as makeup artists and hairstylists have to travel with. I have my Zuka. I have two Zukas. A Zuka backpack, an Easton bag, a hair kit that I use, like a tool bag that I used to put all my hair stuff in. This stuff is heavy. Along with that, I have a folding table, I have a ring light, I have a chair, I have my camera, I have tripod. Like, there's just so much equipment that I have to travel with. Right now do not have a car. I could drive, I just don't have a car. And it's hard.
This shit is hard.
To be getting on MTA with all of those items. So the cost of my Uber is also included in my rate. If you are dealing with a makeup artist who drives, then you have to take into consideration that person's mileage, tolls, gas, all of that needs to be included when you are setting rates for bridal. And this is why we charge a little bit more, because, you know, there's parking fees and there's just so much. Now, if you are someone who is doing a destination wedding, then you also need to consider that your makeup artist would need hotel and lodging, and how they gonna get there? You know, are they going to stay in the hotel with some of the bridal party, or are they going to have their own room where everyone will be serviced in? You know, are they going to be driving, getting on Amtrak? Are they going to be flying? All of that needs to be covered by the bride. The makeup artist should not have to cover that. If you want someone to service you while you're in Mexico, then maybe it's best for you to find an artist that is in where you're already going to be. If the cost of lodging and travel expenses is going to be too much, then it's best to find someone in that area that you're going to be in. Another reason why bridal rates are higher, depending on the size of the bridal party, you now have to outsource and hire an assistant. Now, personally, I don't hire assistants. I've done bridal parties as large as 13 by myself. I just have mastered techniques, which I will also be doing a video on, so stay tuned for that, where I can knock them out in 30 minutes. But if you are someone who it takes you a little bit longer and it's best for you to have an assistant, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you are charging a rate where you can pay your assistant fairly. You're not going to be cheapening them and cheating them, you know, out of what they're worth. So those things are things to consider. Meals. I mean, you say, I got to feed you too? Yes. Like, I'm going to be there for, it depends on how long I'm going to be there. So if I'm going to be doing a half-day bridal party, then I don't even worry about that. I just work and keep it pushing and go home and eat. But if I'm going to be spending 8-10 hours a day with you, I'm going to have to eat eventually. Now, most of the time, when I ask the bride where we're going to be getting dressed, whatever the case is, I like to Google places in the area where there are, you know, what there is to eat. And if there's a McDonald's, I will add in a budget of maybe $5 to $10, $15 for my meals, so that way I can get something for breakfast. Maybe just grab a coffee and grab a muffin, and then for lunch I can probably just get some chicken nuggets, just something, because I don't have time to sit down and eat. So I'll just do foods that are easy for me to just put down and grab and eat as I'm working. But I include that as well. Some artists don't. I do. That's just me. Also consider the type of products and techniques that the artist is using. So with me, and on my personal self, I have literally, my makeup here right now is, y'all know I love this foundation. This is the Kids Pro Touch Drop Foundation. And I have on some Born This Way concealer and some Fenty powder. You know, decent products. But when it comes to my brides and my bridal parties, this is what I'm using. And you'll be like, well, what's that? These foundations are expensive. These are $50 per foundation. This is Kevyn Aucoin. There's about, I want to say, 6 Kevyn Aucoin foundations in here. The Nessa Myrics are $30 a piece. This entire top row is the Nessa Myrics. Then down here is William Tuttle and Moran. Like, these foundations are high quality HD foundations that are made for like long wear. They are water resistant. Some of them are waterproof. Like, after you done say you done walked in the aisle and you start to get the boo-hooing, that makeup ain't going nowhere. Like, I invest in high quality products when it comes to bridal parties. So you don't have to worry about after 3 hours and you done twerked it out a little bit and the makeup start running. It's not going anywhere. I also offer airbrushing services. Airbrushing foundation is expensive. I do not charge more for airbrushing. It's either you choose to say you want airbrush or you want traditional, and they will be the same price. I don't charge more because then that kind of makes it seem like one is better than the other. But I don't charge more for airbrush, but they also come at a, cut that out. I also offer airbrushing services, and airbrushing makeup does cost more. So if you do opt to have airbrush, I do charge not a significant, greater amount, but I do charge a little bit more for airbrush because airbrush foundations are very expensive. So these are things to consider. I don't use products that after the 3-hour mark your whole face is like on your dress, and I just don't. I like to use products that are good quality. You know what I'm saying? Remember that you are also paying for the artist's expertise. If it were simple, you would simply do it yourself. The same way if you could decorate the hall, you would. If you could drive the limo, you would. But you are paying because you understand that this is what this person is gifted to do, and you are going to stay in your lane and you're just going to get married. On that day, you are called to just get married. You are not called to do anything else. You call to get married. Am I right or right? You are called to get married, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you are now paying for the expertise. And, not to talk about, let's talk about the manual, the personal things that makeup artists don't really get to do, like take breaks. It's very rare that I've ever been able to take a break while servicing a bridal party. I've worked in environments where I've been pregnant and not really able to use the bathroom, so I'm sitting there because now we're pressed for time. And it's not because I was late, but bridal parties are late, and I like to make sure that when I'm setting my rate, I am setting a rate that pays me for my day, not just for the time you think you'll need me. Because weddings, I've learned after doing weddings for 10 years now, I understand that weddings don't ever go the way you think they will. You will have your itinerary down to the 8th second of what you should be doing, and things will happen. Your dress button might pop off, the zipper may run, somebody's curls fall off, a nail is broken, nail polish is chipped. Stuff happens, and I like to allot enough time for the unexpected. Even if I say, the limo, you tell me your limo is coming at 12 noon, and I say, well, I'll get there at 5:45. I will get there early enough that I will have time to just sit there in the event that something happens. Because as an artist, Anais doesn't leave until you leave. When you get in the limo is when it's time for me to go home. When I'm finished, I don't leave when it's, when I finish everyone's makeup and I go home. I leave when the limo arrives and picks you up. So because, like I said, things happen, especially if you are dealing with people who have never worn makeup before. Child, they will rub their eyes. They do all type of stuff. So I like to make sure that I am there for the unexpected. That's just the way it is. So I really hope that you guys have learned something. It has opened up your mind a little bit to understand why bridal rates are higher, and that when you are in the search for a makeup artist for your big day, that you take these things into consideration and don't try to devalue the artist. It is very insulting and it's hurtful because we take what we do seriously. We do it with pride. We do it with, the expectation of giving you the greatest experience. Wedding makeup is an experience. It should be an experience. I understand that when I walk into a room, I can change the way a person feels. And that's a beautiful superpower, y'all. It's amazing. And I don't take that for granted. So, don't try to devalue your makeup artist. I've had brides, tell me that I have made the entire day. They don't know what they would have done without me. And those things make me feel good, and they make me understand what I'm worth and the value that I bring. So try not to. Now here's the thing. If you have an artist who gives you a quote and it is beyond your what you can afford, never tell an artist you charge too much. Simply say to them, I cannot afford your rates at this time and I will have to look for someone else. But don't tell them they charge too much, because the rates that I charge, I've had people pay me $1,000 on top and tell me you don't charge enough. You're worth more than what you charge me. So don't ever tell an artist they charge too much. Simply tell them, at this time I cannot afford your rate, or your rate is out of my budget. Those are things to say that will not hurt the artist's feelings. But when you say, you charge too much, why you charge so much? Well, obviously you thought I was good enough to seek me, as a potential artist, so I think I'm pretty much worth it. But never tell an artist that they charge too much. It is very insulting. So I truly hope that this video has helped you guys get some insight on what it is like being a makeup artist for bridal. And it'll help you to find the perfect artist for your big day. So as always, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss any videos from me. And as always, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.